We're all set. So thanks everybody for coming tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about developing our customer base and follow-up. And this is something that we talk about a lot, like a lot. You'll hear us talk about, although I feel like I say that with everything. Like you hear us talk about parties and you hear us talk about like hostess coaching and stuff like that. But follow-up is something that we talk about a lot. And again, I think that this is something that you have to do, first of all, for the sake of your business, but also to differentiate ourselves from other consultants. So the reason, like I was going to say, so for why we do follow up, like it sounds like a pretty basic question, but the reality honestly is that we do follow up because it is exhausting. First of all, like, sorry, why do we try to just develop these relationships with customers through follow-up as well? And the reasoning for that, is just because it's honestly going to be exhausting if you every single time and every single party are planning to go out and find new people and new customers to be your customers. So that's why it's really important that we take good care of the customers that we do have. Because I'm learning this lesson the hard way, and the truthful way is that if we do not take good care of them, somebody else will. And so that's just the reality. We all talk about the fact there's a lot of direct sales consultants out there. And so it's really important that we take good care of the customers that we have so that they want to come back and shop with us, because if not, they're going to go find somebody else. And they should. So the other reason too is just because also as a happy customer is more likely to buy from you again. And that is obviously something that is going to be priceless. If you can get someone to be a faithful and loyal customer, that's going to be huge for your business and is going to be just something that's really vital. So we talk a lot about the fact that the fortune is in the follow-up. So this is where you're going to make the big bucks in terms of your customer care. We talk about this a lot. So I wanted to tell you just like a quick story about a friend of mine. A friend of mine now. I met her through a Jamberry party last year, and this girl we had never met before. And when I was talking to her about Jamberry, and I do the thing Sam does with the three-way chats. We talked about last week, the three-way PM. So I got chatting with her a bit, and I always like to ask people and say, like, have you tried Jamberry? And she said, yeah, it doesn't work for me. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And I usually, when people say to me, oh, I don't like Jamberry, it didn't work, I was like, oh, well, you didn't work with me. So we're gonna figure that out. So I said, what do you mean it didn't work for you? And she said, well, it fell off. And I said, okay, tell me more. Where did it fall off? Did it lift at your tips? Did it lift your base? How long was it off? And then I asked her just to walk me through some steps. So she has pretty like kind of dome shaped nails. Are beautiful, but dome shaped nails. And I had talked to her a little bit of a follow-up, and she said, I'm not buying again. I didn't have a good experience. Of course, right? I wouldn't buy either again. If I didn't have a good experience with the product, I'm not going to go buy it back and spend more money. So I said, for sure, I'm going to send you some Jamberry. Would you be willing to give it a try again if I walk you through it? She was like, okay, I'll try it again. So I sent her some to try. I sent her also the nail file, and I'll go through this in a little bit. I sent her a nail file and a cuticle pusher, and then I sent her some jams to try. And then we just did a Skype chat. She's a single mom, lives on the other end of the city. It just wasn't convenient for us to try to get together in person. So we did it over Skype, which was great. Went through the whole application with her. She had to use, what did she use? I can't remember if she used a blow dryer or like a space heater. She didn't have a mini heater, anything like that. That was great. Walked her through her application, and she loved her wraps. It was just a few, as we usually know, a few like quick, easy tweaks to someone's application, showing them how to get them on properly to be able to help her with them. And then, so long story short, she loved them. She loves her wraps, became an awesome customer, and then joined Jamberry last week on my team. So guys, this was a case of somebody who had bought Jamberry before and had never been followed up with. That's what it was. She had been unhappy. And I do think that to a certain extent, I mean, I'm always happy for people to reach out to me too. If they're having trouble, I'm more than happy to go through their application with them or whatever. But it's an extra step that we can take. And now because of this, she's become a loyal customer and now on our team, all because of the fact that I chose to reach out and follow up to her with, who knows, if her consultant had done in the first place, this would probably be a very different, like I wouldn't have probably gotten her as a customer, if that makes sense. So that's just an example of a case where somebody of why your follow-up will make so much difference, and why truthfully, if you do not follow up with them and provide good customer care, somebody else will. So what is then, I'm gonna ask you guys, like, what is the most important thing that we follow up about? Like, what do we talk to people about when we follow up? Krista. Shh.
I want to know how
Application.
their jams held up, like if they like were lifting, if I could help them troubleshoot with anything.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
So application. So this is why too, guys, it is so, so important that we become experts on the application and the product and how to apply it, and not to make anybody feel like you have to know everything, because you don't. And there's still times I'll come back and I'll say to the team and say, or here's a good example. Kate is like my lacquer girl. Kate knows everything about lacquer. She loves them. She wears them. They are so beautiful with her. And she's a great person to talk to people about lacquer. I just don't like nail polish. Oh, Kate. I love it. I just don't, I cannot paint my nails. This is why I wear Jamberry. So I really appreciate the fact that I have so many people on the team who have different strengths and different things that they love, because you don't have to know everything, and that's what your team is here for. So if, for any of you guys, if you're having trouble with application or products lasting or whatever, please reach out to us and let us help you. Because I can also tell you that my follow-up and my ability to help a customer now is incredibly different than it was when I joined 2.5 years ago. I remember a customer talking to me and asking and saying her wraps didn't last, and coming back and saying to Krista, well, her wraps lifted. I don't know what to tell her. Like I had no idea. I had no idea what to do. So I know that this is not an application talk, and I'm going to talk about this follow-up, but I really do want to be clear that your application tips and tricks are going to be so important. And the fact that if you're going to be able to help people with them, that is going to be the most helpful thing that you can do. I'm going to talk about my follow-up again in a second. I was just going to say too that, Krista, why are you commenting on my post?
Because I'm asking my girls where they are.
Okay, just checking. I was distracted. I'm like, do you need me to answer something for you? I lost my train of thought. So sorry. So we're going to talk a little bit application. So the other thing I was just going to touch on really quick about that is that follow-up used to scare me a lot. And the reason for that was because I lived in fear all the time that people were going to have trouble with their wraps. Does anybody else ever feel like that or ever feel afraid? Yeah. So I used to truthfully, like I would have sent them a message and be like, how did you like your wraps? And then I wouldn't open it because I was like the response. Like I wouldn't even open it because I was like, I don't know what it's gonna say. What if they hated them? And I don't know how to answer that. So understanding as well how we can meet those concerns and how we can get over them is something really important. So again, this is just, again, I know tonight's about follow-up, but I just wanted to stress that if we can focus on excellent application for our customers, this is something that is going to be a game changer. So not only do I do usually a live demo in my parties of an application and of how, sorry, my phone is ringing. I do a live demo of my application, my tips and tricks, but I have my own application video. And that is something that I would challenge you guys to at some point do, because it is something that if you can put some of your, I'm sorry, the hiccups now, your tips and tricks into a application video that customers can come back to and watch, and you can send it to them, it's just better than having them send it and saying, well, here's a video of how you apply your jams from somebody else. It just adds one more kind of personalized touch and helps them feel a little bit more confident in you knowing what you're talking about. The other thing I would just say about having your own application video is just that it's going to help as well with, because the truth is that every single one of us probably applies wraps a tiny, tiny little bit differently. Or there's something that works for you best. I remember doing an application with Kate. We were doing it with a potential recruit or someone who was having trouble with the product. And I was walking her through it, and Kate said to me, like, I don't do mine like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. So I think that it is good that you don't necessarily want to tell them one thing and then have a video tell them the other, if that makes sense. So if you can do that and you're feeling comfortable enough, you don't have to be in the video. If you want, I have my videos, I'm like down like this so you can see my hands. It makes me feel less nervous. I would just really challenge you guys for something to think about, because I don't so much live in fear anymore about what people are going to say about their wraps, because I'm doing everything I can in the first place to make sure that my customers get the best application possible. And I also feel confident that if they're having trouble, we can figure out a solution to get them there. So I'll just say that about the follow-up. If you guys have questions too, please feel free to interrupt me. Okay, so when do we do our follow-up with our customers? So we talk a lot about the 2-2-2 method. So if you haven't heard of that before, you're new to Jamberry, it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or our pictured follow-up. So for me, so first of all, there's going to be a couple things. No, I'm going to cover this first. Sorry. So yeah, we said that. Okay. So there's going to be a couple things that I would just tell you guys. The first is, do you guys all have your email notifications set to daily activity notifications? You all get that? I'm just going to really quick, Annie, you're nodding your head too. I'm just going to really quick show you guys on my screen, only because I'm sorry if people are watching this later. Sorry, I just got a new computer. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. This is not it. If people are watching this later, oops. Sorry, I just want them to be able to see it. I thought I had opened it for you guys. Okay, so if you guys can see this, if this is just your home screen here, you're gonna go to your My Account, and then your email notifications are here, and then the one that you wanna see is here. It's your daily activity summary. Now the nice thing about this, and I should have actually opened it up for you guys, I was gonna open one to show you, is not only does it show you your rank gap, which is really, really important for you to know, just to see kind of where you're at every month, how close you are to ranking up. Hello. To the next one, but at the same time here, can you guys see this? It's so weird that I can't see any of you guys. So it has your rank gap here, tells you where you're at, what you need to get to the next level. So that's always important to know, because I would hate for any of you guys to miss ranking up by like $50 or something in a month. That's not cool. But this is the part here that's really helpful. So your orders, this is your activity. So it tells you how many orders you got in the day before. So you're gonna get this every morning. I get mine like 5 a.m. Every morning. So it gives you for the last day. So this morning I got one for yesterday, and tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I'll get one for today. So it'll say here, I've had 2 orders. There's been how much PRV. It tells you who these orders are. So you should be aware of your orders, but if you're not, these are a nice way to see. Then it gives you here your 2-week follow-up. So the people here that are due, you guys can see they're all me, because I do a lot of bulk orders. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. This is all mine. And then you can see here is your 2-month follow-up. So these are people here. Again, it looks like I'm the only one who buys for myself. I promise I don't. This is going to be your 2-month ago follow-up. So these are the ones that you need to follow up with. Okay, so there's some really, really helpful stuff in there. Oh, they've added stuff too. I don't even see all this stuff down here. I don't scroll that far. So, okay. Did that all make sense?
Yep.
Okay, stop share. Sorry. Can you guys see me again? Okay. Is that a yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I saw Kate kind of like, I thought you said yeah, but I didn't hear any sound, so I was just wondering. Okay, so that's your daily notification. That's your daily email. So if you don't have that set, make sure that you do, because it is something that's going to help you guide your follow-up. So with that 222, this is not necessarily, unless you're really great at it, something that can be really rigid. What I try to do now is I try to settle one day. Friday is my follow-up day, and I try to set aside one day a week to do my follow-up. So that means for generally the whole week. So I'll look back and see, okay, in the last week, who do I need to follow up with? My 2-day, my 2-week, and my 2-month. Now, okay, so for 2 days, I would say generally for me, that's your thank you for ordering. And for me, for thank you for ordering, it should be faster than 2 days. Likely most of you guys are thanking people right away. If you know, whether it's just like a quick PM, or we've talked about posting in Facebook groups their order, that's fine too. Whatever it is you want to do, we do this. So that's the 2-day is your thank you. So checking to see, like, thank you so much for your order. You know, if you've placed the order on their behalf as part of a bulk order, I make sure that they have their tracking information if that's when they need it, so they can follow their order and just make sure they don't have any questions. They're aware it's going to their hostess or wherever it's going, but that's my 2-day is the thank you. Within 2 weeks, okay, so sorry, going back to my 2 days. So for me, I'm just going to show you guys part of my follow-up system. Mine has been adapted from Amy Grace, who's a elite executive. So I'm going to show you my system, and then I'm just going to preface this with saying you guys can do whatever you want. And I really think I just mean like to each their own. And I love the fact that each of you find different follow-up systems work for you in certain ways. So I'm just going to show you mine, and then you guys can see. So for my 2 days, okay, we'll call it 2 days, but it doesn't happen within 2 days. It's usually the first week. I've said thank you to them, and then I send them something in the mail. So I have these all made up, these like little purple envelopes I got on Amazon, and inside of them here, and again, I just make up like a ton of them at the same time. I have a bunch of little things, and I think I've shown you guys these before. So I have these thank you cards here that I got in the print shop, and you guys can see here they're personalized. And then I've also put just 2 little wraps, and I say practice wraps on them. So those are ready to go, and people know that Anyway, just for them to get, if they want to, they can try these out and see how they work before they do the real deal. The next thing, and I think Sam showed you guys some of hers last week, or showed you her cards. And usually I write, something like, hi Kate, thank you so much for your order and supporting Annie's Facebook party. Thank you as well just for supporting my small business and my family. I look forward to taking care of you as a customer. A lot of girls actually do like pre-printed cards too, which is awesome. Sam has a really cute one, as does Amy, and a bunch of the elites have a really cute one they send out with like a family photo. Mike does not let me put pictures of Emily on Facebook, so I don't think he's going to want me mailing out pictures of our family to all of my customers. So I just settle for handwriting all of my cards in the meantime. I think it gives it like more of a personalized touch, but certainly does take some time. So I write on the card. Then they also get in it these wrap application cards. And these are something that come in the order forms, and you can order them in the marketing orders as well. You can get them with your marketing credit. Those ones as well are just very basic. So it's basic follow-up. I mean, or basic application. I hopefully give them better tips than this, but still is something that they can actually have and like hold and just see some more pictures if they're feeling like they want to refer to that. This is something that I had made a while ago on Vistaprint, and this is, I don't really love it, but anyway, it'll do for now. I have so many of them I need to get through, but it's just an application tip card. So this is something here, tips for making your jams last. So it talks about like embracing the gap and the proper tools, letting your wraps cool before. And then on the back, it has a spot here that says your favorite tip. So my favorite tip is add True Shine Gel over wraps to extend length of wear and durability. So anyway, that's what mine says here, and it's stamped with the bottom of my name. And then I just have these cute little cards. I have this one here. It says, friends don't let friends have ugly nails. That just goes in there because it's funny. And then this one as well is my refer a friend card. So this is something that they get, their new customers. I don't have a lot of them that use it, but I do give this out to all of my new customers. And if they want to pass this along to a friend, then when a new customer places an order that's $40 or more, then they're going to get $5. Both of them get $5 off their next order. Okay. There's one more thing. Oh, and then the last thing I was just going to say, and this is something that I've changed up recently, is that if they haven't bought the basic bundle, first of all, I add a nail file in all of these. It's just like a tiny little one. My favorite nail files come from Dollarama. They're like $36 for $1.25. So they're super, super cheap, and you can get them in all sorts of fun colors. But if they haven't bought the basic bundle, then I also give them a cuticle pusher. So this definitely makes my mail a little bit more expensive. It's almost, I always forget this. It's like $1.50 or something for the envelope, $1.80 for the envelope. But the thing is I really tried to change my mindset. So I used to really, like I said, I used to be afraid of follow-up, but I used to also, because I wasn't sure about people's application, but I used to look at these things and think like, I can't give out that. They're expensive. I'm not giving that to them. They didn't buy very much, especially was my mindset. They only bought one sheet. I'm not giving them a cuticle pusher. But now I've honestly realized that cuticle pusher, I think we can all agree, is one of the most helpful tools to get your nails on properly. And a lot of them really, really love having it. And if I can get them to get a great application the first time, then I'm more likely that they're going to come back the second time and want to buy something from me. So that is what they get right at the beginning when they first purchase from me. Anybody who purchases from me automatically gets one of these purple envelopes in the mail. I try to get it there before their orders get there. Sometimes I have great success if our shipping is slow, and other times I'm so slow that this gets there after. But just the fact that it gets there for them at some point, most of the people really appreciate getting something in a handwritten card in the mail. And again, guys, this is something too that will differentiate you from any other consultant, because not a lot of people would take the time probably to do something like that. So that's my
question, Alex.
Yeah.
At the same time, just about your envelope. Do you do like all your application tips and the practice jams for reoccurring customers?
Mm-mm.
Or do you just do that on their first chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to call I call it my first purchase envelope.
Okay.
So that's what I call that. And then I can show you guys my other envelopes. Although I've been doing more and more later follow-up, like my 2-week and 2-month, I do a lot more electronically. So I have my graphics for them as well. But if I have my act together, which is not very often, oops, sorry. Okay, so again, I like colors. I'm like very visual. I have to stamp these though, so don't look at them, they're ugly still. But the same thing. So this is my 2-week envelope usually, and in my 2-week envelope, which is like my I hope everything has gone well and that you've gotten your order, I literally just throw this in it, and I have a okay, so this card here again. So basically just says like I hope you were able to try your wraps, hope you love them. Are you asking a question, Krista?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were like, I have a question. I was just checking.
Oh.
I was just
Oh,
checking. Sorry. And then it says like, don't hesitate to ask questions. And then especially, guys, I want to draw attention to this because I'm going to talk about it, but it says, I hope if you haven't already that you'll join my VIP group. So this is something I send with the second one. And I do have all of these electronically. So when I do sometimes my electronic checkup or my follow-up, I'll just send this instead of by mail. Anyway, but then also as well is the party booking, because we talked about this. And we talked about the fact during our bookings video that at the 2-week mark, that's when I'm asking all of them about hosting parties. So if I don't really do a lot, to be totally honest with these ones, I don't put a lot of like personalized effort into them. I just kind of really take my envelope, write their date, and then everything is on the card, and I might just sort of sign the bottom or something, but this is sort of done. So they've got it. This one's not a lot of work for me. But I do check in, because the reason for that is that I actually want to hear about how they're doing. I don't actually just want to say like, I hope everything's going well via snail mail, but actually checking in to say, hey, I'm just checking in to make sure you got everything okay, like your order arrived okay. How are you doing with your wraps? And we've talked about this, that at the 2-week follow-up, that's usually when I'm asking about my party. So when they say, oh yeah, I am really, it's going really well. Yep, I've got them on. I love them. Great. And then that's when I'll say, have you thought about hosting a party like so-and-so did to earn some free stats? So we've talked about that. But let's say too, they say to me, oh, actually, I tried them on and they fell off. Then what is the next thing that you guys would say to them? Someone other than Krista. Kate, I'm about to silence you too, but you can go. I'm just kidding. Kate's about as old as I am in the Jamboree world, so.
I actually just had my best friend, who I'm talking to her right now because she's just trying on her wraps again. And hers literally fell off, which I've never heard or seen that before. And so I double checked with her nail prep, made sure that she removed the oils and buffed her nails. And then I looked at the picture, and then I could see that they were really close to the cuticle and that she was using a hair dryer instead of a mini heater. So I told her that chances are there wasn't enough heat and pressure that was put on the wrap, and that's why it fell off. So, I mean, for her, because I'm so close, I just lent her one of my mini heaters so that she can try it with that to see if it's worth investing in.
Awesome. That's great. Can I just challenge you to go one step closer, and that would be to probably help her put them on?
So I put them on her the first time.
Oh, you put them on the first time?
And then it worked fine.
Okay.
And when she did it on her own, it fell off.
Okay, super. As long as, no, that's great. I only meant in the case, and I just don't think, unfortunately, it's feasible that we get together with every single customer.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not an option, but I was just going to say, if it's your best friend and she's close, it might be a good idea, but that's great. And I will just say, guys, that this is something too where having your own application video comes in handy. So I forgot to mention that when they initially make a purchase and I write to them to say, thank you so much for your order, I'll actually say, do you have my application video handy? Because I post it in all the video and I post it in all the parties. And so when they order, I want to make sure that they have it. So I'll actually say, hey, do you have it handy? And I have a little like shortcut in my phone. So I have to just type in a few letters and the URL pops up for me and I can send it to them. So I want to make sure that they have that, because that too, guys, is not that I am unhappy to do follow-up with them or to help them, but this is saving me a lot of time, because I've given them the best tips that I possibly can in video form, walk them through as closely as I possibly can, and I don't actually have to physically make time via like Skype or whatever to make it happen. And so a lot of the time I'll come back and I'll actually if they've said to me, well, they fell off, and I'll say, oh, that's really too bad. Did you happen to give my application video or watch? Or, and I can say for sure, do you want to talk me through like your nail? We'll say that first. Do you want to talk me through like the application steps, blah, blah, blah. And if they say like, well, I didn't really know. And I'll often say like, do you still have my application video handy? Because I want to make sure. Hi, Rach. I hope you're on Wi-Fi. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so that is something that I find really helpful, because really all of the things that I would do in a Skype session, I'm doing in that video. So I'm just saying that, yes, it was something that was like totally out of my comfort zone, but at the same time, it has been something that's been a really, really useful tool to me to actually save some time, because literally I walk through every single one of my best tips and tricks in there and show them how to do it. So that is something that is a good replacement for it being in person or Skype. And generally, if that hasn't helped, then for sure, let's get together and do it as well. So that's something I would just encourage you guys to for sure think about doing if you haven't already. So that's our 2-week follow-up, is our application and then our party bookings. So that's my focus of the 2-week follow-up, is making sure they put them on. And then at 2 months, that is my goal, that they should be reordering by the 2-month period. So at the 2-month period, I'll usually check in, and I have a little envelope again. This one's really quick. And this one just comes in my fun little pink envelope, and just says basically, I wanted to check in and see how you were loving your Jamberry products. Here's a free shipping coupon for your next order that you have to redeem through me. So generally, I'll just group this in with a bulk order anyway, so it's not like it's going to cost me anything. But I'll send them that, and I'll just touch base with them. So again, I know that they love their Jamberry. I know that they've tried it on and they loved it. And then, or, we've worked on the application issues. And then at 2-month period, I'm kind of just checking in and saying, like, I just want to check in and see how you're doing. It's been a little while, wondering if you're due for like a couple new patterns or something fun. Your jams are due for a little restash, like a refresh, sorry. So something like that, just like fun and casual, and then offering them the free shipping coupon on their next order. So that's kind of my 2-month goal, is by the 2-month period, I would like them to be reordering again, if not before. So how do I get them to reorder then or before? That is pushing your VIP group. And I was going to talk about this, but we have a whole separate night for VIP groups. So I won't go into it tonight, because it does really require a lot of talk and there's a lot that goes into your VIP group. And so we'll go through that later. But every single follow-up, I'm checking in about and asking them if they're not already. So I don't care if I've asked them 3 times, I'm still going to suggest it and say, I'm just checking in. I'll just say, oh, and I can't remember, are you in my VIP group yet? Try not to ask them 3 times if they are in your VIP group. I'm not going to lie, I have done that. And the person's like, you've asked me 3 times. And yes, I still am. But try every single time. So letting them know that at the first one, I'm saying, hey, thanks so much. At the first 2-day order, I'm saying, thank you so much for your order. Making sure they have my application video, and then saying, I just want to make sure that you know that I have a great VIP group. Sometimes people are like, yeah. And sometimes they're like, oh no, I'm not sure I'm going to be so into this whole Jamberry thing. Then at the 2-week-ish period, when I'm following up again, that's when I'm saying again, I can't remember. Are you part of my VIP group? So asking again if they're in there, making sure that I send them the link to it so they have it. And then again at the 2-month period, guys, hopefully at that point, hopefully by then they're already in there, but if they're not, it's worth mentioning again. Even if you can just scroll up and remind yourself, see if they're in your VIP group yet, and where they're going, and see, if they're interested in joining that. So the reasoning for that, for them having your VIP group, I know is very obvious. It's the fact that you're getting more exposure to them, getting to see more products. So all the things that we do, like the holographic release, whether it's games, free shipping orders, stuff like that, research has shown that, again, when people have to see things 5 to 7 times before they'll make a move and buy something, even if they haven't bought something, being in your VIP group, they're getting that repetition of seeing the products. And maybe they're really into having flashy nails. And the first time they bought Jamberry, they were kind of like, well, I didn't see something I was crazy about. But now we've released holographic wraps. And we're seeing, hi, Rach. I hope you're on Wi-Fi. I think she can hear me. I said, I hope you're on Wi-Fi somewhere.
Yeah, I'm in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh, you're so dedicated.
Not really. I forgot about this call, so not really.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay. But anyway, sorry. So then just getting the repetition of actually seeing the products, of seeing you do free shipping orders, plus 2, I just have people who say, like, I've been seeing it for a while and finally they just saw something that they loved, or finally they couldn't resist anymore buying something else. Or maybe there's a game or a deal or something like that that finally is going to appeal to them. So trying to get people into your VIP group. And the trick, I will just say, and we're going to talk about this in a couple of weeks, is getting them in willingly. So if you can get them to join because they want to, I would hands down every day rather have 50 people in my group who want to be there than 400 people who don't want to be there and unfollowed my group and have no interest in doing that. So we'll talk about that later, but I do want to encourage you guys that pushing your VIP group should be a topic of conversation at every single one of your 3 follow-ups that you're doing. So 3 weeks and 3 times and beyond. So just one last thing we'll talk about is how people follow up, because there's a lot of different ways that you can do this and keep track of it. And I love the fact, first of all, that everybody is different and everybody is going to do it just like everything. You guys will find something that works the best for you. And I know there are some great systems out there. There's apps that we're going to talk about. There's Kate uses like a really awesome accordion system. I don't know if she still does, but used to do that. Oh, hey, recipe cards. I love it. Love it. I have a really good video about Kate's system. If you guys want to watch that sometime, for sure, we can do that. I love it. It's so great. There's a website called Trello you can check out. That's kind of like an electronic Pinterest, like a business Pinterest, I guess. Spreadsheets. There's keeping it on track of like note paper, whatever it is that works for you. Just find a system and use it, because your follow-up is going to be where you make the most money. So my first tool that I use for my follow-up is my contact form at the end of each party. So if you guys don't have one yet, you need to get one. You need to make one. I'm going to show you guys really quick again my screen. You can see again. Nope, that is not it. Sorry. Can you guys all see this? Can someone say yes? Because I can't see any of you.
Yeah,
okay, perfect. Sorry, I can't see any of you. So this is what my contact form looks like. So I post this at the end of every party. So you guys can see here, just name, address, like mailing address, phone number. I always tell them I'll never call them or text them unless they want me to. Email address, your name as it appears on Facebook, because a lot of people do it.
I just see your messages.
Yeah, same.
You can't see this? Oh, sorry.
It's like your personal messages.
Oh, no. Stop looking at them.
Mike says you can eat at around 6.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I close this, guys? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
Okay,
A
hold
little
on.
red dot. on
Red
the
dot.
top left.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
You gotta turn that around.
Now we can see you.
Okay, wait. Sorry, guys. I want you guys to be able to see this. I just don't know why.
It showed up before.
I know. It's super weird. Why is it not there anymore? I don't know what I did
don't
to
know.
it. Okay. Well, I might have to post the link for it later.
Is this your Google form?
Yeah, it's my Google form.
Maybe just post the form.
I know, that's what I mean. I can do that later. Anyway, but I was just going to show you guys really quick the information that I want people to get. Sorry that you guys all saw my messages instead. I lost my train of thought. I'm all flustered now. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so contact form. So I post that at the end of every party. And this, I hook people into filling it out by saying, if you purchased anything during this party or won a prize, you need to fill this out so I can send you free stuff. I actually tag every single person in it. They don't need to know that if they order directly from my website, I already have their info. I don't care. I want them to fill it out, because at the bottom, which you guys would all get to see if this would work properly, you all get to see at the bottom, there's a actual thing that says, are you interested in? And it says hosting, joining. I do mine for my Club 12, my Hostess of the Month Club as well, and our little sneak peeks. So I have like those 4 questions at the end that are mandatory that they fill out when they fill out the form. And those are where I'm getting new leads from as well. Because oftentimes I'll have somebody who wasn't really active in the party. And then all of a sudden they fill out the fact that they were, like they might have bought something. And now all of a sudden they say, hey, I am interested maybe in hosting a party. So that just helps me a little bit more to know specifically how to follow up. I'm going to ask everybody anyway to host a party, but even at that point, it just helps me say, hey, you said you would be interested in hosting a party. So it helps me follow up with them a little bit more carefully as well. So the first line of contact that I get is my host form, or my contact form, sorry. And like I said, again, I tag everybody who joined, who was a part of my party and purchased or won a prize, so I can get them to fill it all out. And then at the end, anyway, yeah, so that helps me because now I have their contact information. Now I have their leads, whether or not they're interested in anything. And I can follow up with them and send them their little purple envelopes. So that's for number one. And then my second tool that I use is Maven. Have you guys all heard of Maven? Have you guys all seen it? It's pretty new. It's new for iPhones, and then it just released this month for Androids. So depending on what user you are, it's currently a free program. It's going to be a paid app as of August 1st, but there is they call it the premium, I forget what it's called. Free, anyway, whatever. There's a free version. So you can either use the free basic version or you can pay to upgrade. So whatever you decide to do. But basically it was designed by a Jamberry consultant, and it is amazing for your follow-up. And it actually, I can't show you on my screen because it's on my phone.
Do you have the website, Alex?
I don't know that it does, to be honest.
So it's just do you use app on your computer or your phone?
An app on my phone.
I tried searching for it online, and
I know. Can you guys see this here? It's horrible. So that Maven right there, that green one, because when you search it, it's not the first one that comes up, Michelle. It's like down.
Oh, I found it on my phone.
Oh, you found it. Okay.
Yes, it's on my phone. Because Krista was asking for a website or a web link, and I searched for it online and I couldn't find it.
Oh,
yeah, you can't find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't, so you guys have to use it on here. But it is awesome because it first of all syncs. I don't know if you guys can see this. It syncs with your back office, so it tells you everything. It tells you your PRV. There's a spot to say, like you can look to see, sorry, there we go. All sales, samples shared, and product shared with guests, so you can do that as well. There's a tab for all of your customers. So you can actually, some of these you might have to manually enter, but all of your Jamberry customers who have either ever logged on to your website and made an account, or people you can set up manually who have bought from you, they can be in there with all their contact information. But the great part is here, because it'll actually give you every day to-do list if you want it, of stuff you have to do. So if you guys can see here, this is telling me that my friend Ashley bought these wraps on X date, and these are the things here that she bought. And then it actually gives me the option, do I want to send her a Facebook message, text message, or email? And then done at the bottom. And then I'm just going to show you, sorry, this is so bad. But actually what it does is when I hit email, it automatically opens up a brand new message, and it includes the stuff that she bought. So it's saying actually in it for me, hi Ashley, I just wanted to make sure you received your cuticle spoon, Violet, blah, blah, blah. You have to fix a lot of it because it does say, and 3 other items you purchased. Doesn't sound very personal, but it actually does help you with some personalization. And then it says, I also wanted to let you know if you have any questions about your purchase or other Jamberry products, I'm here to help. So that is great because it basically gives me the bones of a message to send out to my customers, and it's set up with your 222 method as well. And there's different messages for the different time frames. So there's different messages for the 2-day versus the 2-week versus the 2-month, if that makes sense. And you can edit this however you want. So this is something I love, and it's super helpful because it does it for me. Sorry. What'd you say?
I just asked, did you, it's kind of cutting in and out for me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it looks like you're frozen. That's why I was confused. And you're gone. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? Oh, you're back.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Just a quick question. Did you mention something about Android? Like you said a couple weeks ago, you heard it was releasing in August. Is that right, or is it September?
Nope, it's done. It's out now.
Oh, it's out now.
Yeah, it's available now for Android. They're just working out some kinks, but it is available.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Corey.
Hi.
Sorry, we're traveling. I may lose connection again.
Of course, no problem. Thanks for being here, Rach.
Well, hang on until we cut out, but
okay, no problem. Anyway, so that's how I've been doing it. There even is a way that'll let you split up your bulk orders. So if you guys, I do a ton of bulk orders, as you saw. So it actually also lets me divide up each item by customer and who bought what. So that's something that's super helpful for individual follow-up and for helping keep me organized. So if that's something that you guys feel like would be helpful to you, I won't go into all the other methods tonight that I talked about just because I know that it's really overwhelming and there's so many different options, but I wanted to encourage you guys just to, if you don't have a system, talk to me, talk to your team manager, talk to whoever you're under, which I guess all of you is me. Talk to me and see, Chris is here too, and see if we can find a system that works well for you, because there really is something for everybody, and there are different things that work better for some people than others. So we really want to make sure that you guys are feeling comfortable with that, because this is something, like I said, that's going to make a huge difference at the end of the day for your business. And I think that is all. Do you guys have any questions? Krista, are you shocked that I'm done and it's only 9:15?
You did good.
I'd love to have a video that you were saying about Kate's accordion filing system. I'd love to have that, because I tried Trello and it wasn't for me.
Okay, I have it. I'll post it in the group. It was just a little Zoom call that we did. Kate was like 9.5 months pregnant and looked so cute. And it was just me and Rachel and Kate. It was a good night. She showed us, and I actually started using it until I found Maven. So it's a great system. I really like having things like written out too. So Kate does it really well. And I can post the video, Kate, for sure, if that's okay. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about all of this stuff? Anything?
I wanted to ask you about Maven.
Yeah.
I don't have the option to Facebook message people, and that's how I do the majority of my follow-ups.
Yeah, that is one. Apparently, they've been working out the kinks. Oh, how did I figure it out? I can send you a message, but it's there's apparently an issue in your back office with it. So when you go to your settings,
okay,
is your social media account set up for Facebook? Yeah. Okay. So the other reason is because your customers might not be linked through there. So you might have to go in and then manually connect your customers to Facebook. Like setting up I think it's setting up their social media handle that it gives you the option, Kate, because otherwise Maven doesn't know who they're supposed to be reaching out to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I'll poke around and see if I can do it.
Okay. Let me know if you have trouble.
Okay.
But yeah, it took me a while too to figure it out. Any other questions?
Not a question, just a comment. Like when Michelle said that, I think the biggest thing is finding what works for you. Like the tools are there, right? But yeah, like Michelle, you said Trello wasn't your thing. That's okay. Like, don't worry if it's not, right? Because some people might not like Maven. Other people like that paper system. So just find something that works for you. I'm like Kate, I do the majority of my follow-up via messaging. And I also I've started doing phone calls actually, which is a little like, right? But yeah, I've tried to do that with a few customers, and it's been good. It's a good thing. A lot of times you just get answering machines anyway, but I've got emails or messages back. Hey, I got your message. Thank you so much. So people are getting them. So that's important. Big thing is that you do it. That's the big thing.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. It doesn't really matter. We don't care how you do it. It can be on literally a scrap of paper, or if you can keep it in your brain, that's great too. I cannot. So those are the tools that I use for my follow-up that are going to make your life a little bit easier. And especially those daily notifications, that if you can get those set up and just prompting you, that you can sit down on whatever day you decide is going to be your follow-up day or whatever time it's going to be, and go through, the last week or 10 days or whatever was the last time you did follow-up, and try and follow up the people from those last emails. Even that, is great. It just doesn't include their contact information. So it just is a good way to figure out how you're going to keep that all straight. And that's where I really like Maven. Plus it connects you right to it. But whatever honestly works for you.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Does that sound good, guys?
Cool.
Yeah. We are meeting next week with here we're going to have Shanda Spink come and talk to us about onboarding, which is something that is really cool. I'm actually doing a call with Annie right after this. So onboarding is basically like you have a new consultant that you've just signed on. Now what? Because I think we've talked about a little bit, that's not always something that has been really a lot of good information passed on about, and something we want to do better. And I've been learning a lot about too. And so anyway, so we're going to be doing that next week. Shanda is going to come and talk to us. She's developed some pretty cool materials for helping new consultants get started. And I'm excited to hear about what she has. And then also next Thursday, Krista, Thursday. Yes?
Yes. No, next Thursday or this Thursday?
No, it's next Thursday.
Oh, it's next Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, that okay, good.
Okay.
That's even better. I thought it was this Thursday.
Okay. Okay. So next Thursday, okay, so when we were at JamCon, one thing that was really cool that I guess happened in like another group that I was not in was Tracy Ashford, who came to talk to us about recruiting. She came to talk really quick about coaching. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was actually really cool to hear some of the testimonials since then. And people have said, like, there's been, I guess, consultants who have tripled their PRV from using her hostess coaching method. So I'm really excited about this. She's going to come and do a talk just for our team to explain the hostess coaching. So I know we just had Sam come last week. And I'm still really excited to hear Tracy, because I think that there's a lot of benefit to hearing different people in the way that they do things. I am very team Sam in general, but I am open to the fact that I could learn things from other people as well. And so I think it's going to be really good for all of us. I was just mentioning it quickly to all of you guys because I'm going to post about it in our big group. And I just wanted to remind everybody that this elite training was supposed to be kind of like on the DL, just because there was only certain people who were like asked to be in this first session. So just like don't comment and be like, Alex, you just covered that in our exclusive training last week that no one else was invited to. So if people could not comment and say things like that, that would be awesome. And we just want to make sure, we just think it's going to be really valuable. I loved our talk with Tracy last week. A couple weeks ago, Kate, I know, is a big Team Tracy fan. And anyway, so I'm really excited to hear about what she has to talk about. So that's going to be next Thursday. Did we say 9 or 9:30? I can't remember. It has to be really late at night. 9, right?
We said 9. Yeah, we said 9.
I like how my net definition of really late at night is 9 o'clock. That's late for me, really late, guys. I know, it's
really?
time.
Yes.
What did you say?
Wow.
I'm up at 5:30 to go to work in the morning. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 9's late then.
I know, it is late. Yeah. So anyway, that was the only time we could honestly get her. That was it. We tried to go through all these times. It was the only time we could make it work. So I know it's late, but hopefully you guys can make it and you'll find it to be interesting. You'll find it to be just helpful and something that'll be beneficial to your business. I would personally like to triple my PRV, so I'm open to any and all suggestions that she would have. So, okay, so then that is it, and we will see you guys back next week then. Is everybody good?
Thanks, Alex.
No worries.
Bye, guys.
Is everybody except for Annie want to like hop off? I just mean like Annie, don't leave. Because we can just talk for like 2 minutes before we go, hi, sweetheart. Hi, Jordan. Does that sound okay? Does that work, Annie?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Have a great night, guys.
Have a good night.